Hi everyone, happy Monday. Yeah, and it's Facebook Live, and Marshall is not here with me today. I'll explain that in just a minute. He is here in the house, but he's busy with some other things. So I'm going to check and make sure that I am broadcasting where I think I am, and then I'll update you on the week that we've had, because like many of you, we've had a week. It's well, oh my gosh, where to start? Okay, so evidently multitasking is a real challenge today. And actually, I participated in some training a week or so ago that said that truly multitasking, trying to multitask, is something we should never do. That we're doing a disservice to everything we're trying to do instead of accomplishing many things. So, I get that a little bit. Actually, I get it a lot, but I don't know why I can't watch TV, for example, and do something else at the same time. The TV show is not always important to what I've got going on. So I think that's the one activity, at least, that I can multitask. And I think, too, I love to walk outside. And I can walk outside and listen to music at the same time, or listen to a podcast or a training, something like that. I live a very busy life, and intentionally. Okay, that's not complaining. I need to be busy. That's part of my DNA. But I really feel like I have to maximize every minute of the day. And when I tell you what happened this last week, you're gonna think I'm crazy, and yeah, it's nuts. So here's what happened. Last week, actually at this time, about 5 o'clock last Monday, Greg and I went to look at a house. Now, we weren't looking to buy a house, but this house popped up and caught Greg's eye. I don't even know. It happened over the weekend while I was gone, and he just happened to say, "Hey, this looks like us." And I took a look. I agreed with him, and I said, "Hey, why don't we go drive by?" So Monday morning, we drove by. And Monday afternoon, we met a realtor there and looked through it. And Hardin went with us, and he loved it. We loved it. And so we decided to put our house on the market and try to buy that house. But before we could put our house on the market, a lot of things had to take place. We had to do a lot of clean out. We needed to move stuff to storage. We needed to have the house painted. We need to have windows washed. We need to have carpets cleaned. So many things needed to happen. So since Monday evening last week, that has been my primary focus, is getting things cleaned up. I've been to Big Lots 3 or 4 times, and now they don't have any more tubs. If I need any more totes or tubs, I got to go somewhere else because I've bought them out. But we took 25 boxes to storage yesterday, and we've got some furniture that needs to go, and we still have a lot more. It's going to be a challenge still if the painters want to come upstairs when they start. They can't do that. They just can't. There's too much up here that has to get out of here before they can paint. And of course, all the carpet is upstairs. We don't have any carpet downstairs. So when we get the carpets cleaned, really got us to get stuff cleaned out. So please forgive me, bear with me if I'm not as attentive right now as I need to be. I think that once we get the house listed, most of those things will be done, and it'll be maintenance after that, which I've got myself convinced will be a little bit easier. So Marshall is here, but he is busy cleaning up and cleaning out, going through his own stuff. He hasn't really lived here for a couple of years, but he had a bedroom here, and and it has just been a place. We needed to clean out some things from Hardin's room and put those in Marshall's room, and so Marshall has been quite the trooper in cleaning out all of that. Hattie and Hazel stayed Saturday and cleaned out a ton of stuff. My mom came over and wore her mask, but she stayed in a room by herself. In fact, I think she only allowed herself in the house for about an hour at a time. So, changing landscape here a bit. We love our neighborhood, and we were not looking to move. This just kind of happened, and we may not get that house. We don't know. We're just gonna try. Greg needs a little more space to do the business that he would like to do. And how can I tell him he can't do his business when my business means so much to me? So that is what is happening with us, and that took me 6 minutes to tell you about. So that's way too much chatter. I'm going to shut the camera down, switch the views, and show you what I have for us today. So I posted some photos of this one sheet wonder a while back, and people asked me to show let's see the video, let's do this, and so I thought that we would do that today. So we're going to make these 4 cards. The DSP is all cut from one 6x6 piece of paper, and I would love it if you all would take this and run and make lots of samples with other DSP. I don't quite know. A DSP stands for Designer Series Paper, and basically it means the pattern paper that Stampin' Up! Has. And what I'm using today, and because I'm kind of lazy, I'm not prepared. I'm not lazy, but I'm not prepared today. We're going to make these same cards. And I do that a lot because sometimes I want to keep a set or a card to be my model, and I need to send others out. So that is what I'm doing today. And actually, this one is not the same, but it would be pretty. Let's see what we got. Actually, I might have already used all of that one. No, I think this is it. Yeah. And when I first saw that piece, that pattern, I thought it was a little hard on the eyes, honestly. It's real bold. So breaking it up this way is so beautiful. I just can't imagine anything that would be prettier in these cards. But anyway, so we're going to take the same pattern and make these same 4 cards so that I can mail some out. I've got cards that need to go out. The other thing I want to show you is the C3 project for September. So C3 stands for Christ-Centered Creations, and this is a group that Hope Hardy and I manage with our friend Susan Fries, and we have projects. Our goal is 6 projects a year to raise money for the Foundation Fighting Blindness. So this is our project for September, and we would love it if you would join us and make this project. The project will cost $30. It does not include the frame, but it will include some extra papers, and so you'll have some leftovers that you can continue making other projects. Now, this corner is not quite complete. I forgot twice to order the embossing folder that I need to make this corner. So that's why mine is not in a frame, and that's why it's not quite complete, because I need the dandelion embossing folder for right here. But this project will be in September. You can come and make it in my driveway, all right? Or you can at least do the stamping. And the stamping is going to be super easy, super quick. But you need to stamp this leaf, you need to stamp this leaf, and you need to stamp Hope Changes Everything. That's really all the stamping. Everything else will be prepped for you. And anyway, would love for you to help us raise money for the Foundation Fighting Blindness. We chose this project because it spoke to each of us, it hit Susan right away, and she said, "Oh my gosh, this just really, really calls to me." And I said, "I think that should be our project." We didn't have something picked out for September, so we jumped on it. All right, so that is what we call our C3 project. If you're not a member of that group, it is called C3 Christ-Centered Creations. Or just give me a comment below, and I'll see that that we get you added to that group. All right, so the first thing I want to do, I'm going to get my card bases ready, and let's see. Oh, dadgum. Did I? So sorry. All right. So I need a pink base, and I pulled out my scraps here because I think I have yet. Okay, I've got a pink base. All right, so that's this one. I do not see a jade base, so let's get out the jade. And I need a bumblebee base, which I think this one or this one. Oh, here's a bumblebee base. All right, so we've got this one. I need a misty moonlight and a jade. All right, here's a misty moonlight. So it's kind of funny that I don't have a jade. Wonder what I used my jade for. Anyway, I really have started cutting almost all of my cards this way. I don't know if I'm in a rut or just what, but this is my preferred method. So I score at 5.5, and then I cut at 4 1/4. All right, and I'm not seeing comments yet, so, but I kind of snuck in here. I wasn't sure exactly how the day was going to go, but then I realized when the day got really hectic that I needed this time, and I felt like I had neglected you all. So, all right, so here is my pattern. Now, I must tell you too that I cased this whole project. Okay, that means that I saw this on the internet made by another demonstrator, and I said, I love that so much. I want to do exactly what she did. Now, I think my greetings might be different, but that's nothing. This One Sheet Wonder, her last name is Collins, and I'll have to post in the comments. I do not have her name written down. Hey, Rosemary, good to see you. So I got this 6x6 piece of paper. I'm going to get my trimmer out, and I am going to cut first. I'm going to cut 1 1/4 off. All right. So here is 1 1/4. Right. And then I need to cut. That's weird. Why would I cut? Okay. All right. Then I'm going to cut this one by 5 at 5.5. So I'm going to cut 1/2 inch off. Right. So that is for card number 1. And then I'm going to cut. So I've cut this much off. Now I'm going to turn it. I can't. And I'm going to cut 1/2 inch off. Right. And then I'm going to cut 1 1/2. I sure hope I don't goof this up. All right, there is card number 2. All right, now I'm going to come back this way, and this should be 4 inches, and it is. Cool. So far, so good. And I am going to cut 3 1/2 inch pieces off. So 1 and 2 and 3. That is for card number 3. Now I'm going to rotate it back and cut at 1 inch. And then, actually, do I need this? Does it matter? I just flipped it so that if I wanted to line up the pattern, it would. Okay, so now I have, this is for card number 4, right? Now, I need to do some more cutting. So for card 1 is our pink card. All right, so let me set that right there. I need a piece of cinnamon cider that is 2 by 5.5. So that is not going to work that way. So let's go ahead and cut 5.5. And then we'll cut this at 2. Alright, so card number 1, here are your pieces. And we'll see if I need a place to put them. This paper is this designer series paper I did not share. This is from the main, the big catalog. And it is flowers for every season. It is a 6x6 pack. And it's gorgeous paper. Lots of fun things. And card number 2 is the piece that has the skinny piece. It's going to go like this. And I'm going to need a piece of, cinnamon cider that is 1 3/4 by 4 1/4. So this one actually is 4 1/4. So I just need to cut it at 1 3/4. Alright, so that goes with this one, and this is actually our jade card. Alright, so we're going to line those up. And then card number 3 is our bumblebee card. We need a piece of cinnamon cider for it. That is, thank you, 2 by 4 1/4. So I do not have enough of that piece left. So let's cut this at 4 1/4. And then 2. I must have had a relatively dull blade when I cut that piece the first time. So we'll get rid of that little edge. Alright, so here you go with your 3. So that's our bumblebee card. That's number 3. And then our Misty Moonlight is card number 4. And it needs a piece of cinnamon cider that is 3 by 4 1/2. And I can see in my scraps here I do not have that. So we're going to cut that. Now, I'll tell you my theory on which direction to cut my paper. Half a piece of cardstock this way is 4 1/4. So anything up to 4 1/4, I might cut going this way. But anything more than that, I'm going to turn it. I don't know that I explained that real well, but so half a sheet this way would be 5 1/2. A half a sheet is a card base. So if I don't cut this more than a half a sheet of cardstock, I've still got a card base left over. Does that help? So I need a piece that is 4 1/2. So I'm going to cut it on the 11-inch side at 4 1/2, and then I'm going to cut the 3. And that leaves me with at least 1 card base left over. Alright, so here is our Misty Moonlight with its bits. And, alright, so now let's go back to our card. And we're still going to use some punches or die cuts for our greetings, and some little bits of ribbon. So for this one, I chose, oops, and I've hidden my stamp sets. So you notice my stamp sets are not behind me like they usually are. Normally the stamp sets that I'm really working with, the newest, are right there. And that's where all of these would be, except I have to take everything off the wall so that they can paint. So things are a little wacky. in my world, and I don't know quite what that looks like, but I did tell a friend of mine that I might just have to move into her studio for a while, so that number one, I could hide, and number two, I could get some crafting in, and I could see her. So it's a win all the way around, right? So for this, I actually punched with, and oh, I've got to go get my, I'm so glad I did. Let me try that again. I have a label maker, and I set it out to go to storage yesterday, and I just remembered that I wanted to make labels for my punches, because nowhere on here does it put the item number or the name, and I saw that somebody had done that on their punches and their embossing folders, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's genius. So I got to go rescue that from the storage pile so that I can do that in my spare time, make labels, right? Maybe that's something Hardin would do. I don't know. We shall see. Okay. So this punch is in the main catalog, and I'm just going to look it up because since I don't have it labeled yet, I don't know what it's called. I want to say it's the Storybook punch, but I might be wrong. Looks like I've used the Timeless Label punch. Here's the Story Label punch that I was thinking. So this is the Timeless Label punch, and it's $18. There are probably several punches that would fit my greeting, or use any greeting that you like. Honestly, this is just such a great pattern. And then I'm going to stamp all of these in Memento Black, just because that's easy and it's fast. And with One Sheet Wonder patterns, that's usually the goal, is to get a lot of cards made without wasting. That one little piece, this one little tiny piece, that's the only piece out of that sheet that we are not going to use. All right, so Memento Black. Easy to see that I've got it well inked. And then I put my greetings cockeyed on my block for a reason. Someone taught me, I'm going to say it was Rachel Tessman, but I'm not sure about that. But she taught me that this is a way you can keep your eye from trying to line up the greeting with the block. You can actually make it look at the stamp itself. So, or you could use your Stamparatus. All right, so super easy here. I'm going to adhere my Designer Series paper, my pattern paper. Oh, come on. There it goes. And I'm using the new Stamp and Seal. As you know, okay, did I not cut this right, or this is not card number 1? What did I do? Oh, you know what? Hold on. Something I did not cut right here. And looking at this, that is the one. But that's not it. Oh my gosh, guys, what have I done? Okay, so this is supposed to go here. This should be 5.5 across. And it should be, I think I goofed. I think I did. So something is the wrong width. This, oh, you know what? I cut it at 1.5 and it should have been 1 3/4. I did. Actually, I cut it at 1 1/4 and it should be 1 3/4. Okay, so a few choices here. It's going to mess up everything unless I do this again. Okay, just going to set that right there because I think all of my, how are not all of them, the rest of them a mess? Because those are right. Sorry, while I get myself all confused. Yeah, this is only 1 1/4, so that one is not right. I'm really puzzled by what I did. All right, let's see if I've got a piece in here. I do. All right. I'm just going to cut this from this little scrap that I have here. So this should be 1 3/4. I'll be curious to see how this affects the rest of mine. And then it needs to be 5 1/2 wide. Oh, look, my roses are going to go funny, so this is going to go this way now too. So it is turning out to be a different card. Who knew? All right, with your Stampin' Seal, your the action to kind of end is we're calling it a rock and or roll and rock, because you're gonna, or no, you want to roll your wrist over at the end. It's not a check mark that you're making like we used to with Fast Fuse. It's just rolling your wrist over. So I'll make sure that I point that out the next time too. All right. That's so funny that it was an accidental change here. So I'm going to take the ribbon. I think I'm even going to not do it right centered. I'm really being a rebel here. And I am adhering my ribbon down with glue dots. That is usually the easiest way. And I am not measuring it, I am just flipping it over. Now, so when I need to, I'm going to run and then roll my wrist over. Run and roll my wrist over. So, and that move is courtesy of Ange McKay. And now I'm lining it up at the crease instead of at the bottom, because if it ends up being odd at the bottom, I could just trim it off. Now I can't really do that with this one because I've got this ribbon. But if I undo my ribbon, then I can take my scissors, not my ribbon scissors, however, and then I can just come along and trim. And I'm just holding that ribbon on the other side. So now I can come back and tuck that ribbon in and lay it down flat. All right, now another trick, I cut these the same size. So if I want the cinnamon cider to be an outline, I have to do something different with it. So I could just offset it, that would be fine, or I could cut it in half, which is what I did here. So on this one, I cut it here, and then I made the border. But since this card is horizontal, or is vertical instead of horizontal, I am going to cut it this way. You don't have to be overly precise with that either. I would love a, here we go, silicone mat. See, I'm going to run my glue kind of off the edge, so having that mat there is awesome because it's not going to make a mess on my grid paper that then would make my grid paper sticky. Just trying to decide how much I want to show. All right. And then I'll do this side. Clearly I did not roll very well that time. It is is still time to sign up for the paper pumpkin that is coming in September. Super cute paper pumpkin coming. I have not worked on my August paper pumpkin yet, but you have until September 10th to order the September kit. My new monthly subscription club is active at this point. I actually have a subscriber, and if you sign up for that by the 25th of the month, then I'll have kits sent out on the 10th of the following month. So, so I have one subscriber so far, and if you would like to know more, please let me know, and I will gladly share with you as well. Alright, so trying to decide how I want this, where I want this. I do better in placing these on the horizontal side. And of course I still could and just make this at the, it's kind of cool actually, if I brought my ribbon down lower, but okay, sorry, sidetracked. I'm just going to do it there, and then I'm going to run just a little piece as a knot here. And then I could add the little enamel dots to this as well. Decide which way you want to go. I was really hoping you'd go a little more this way. Okay, now it wants to fray a little bit, so I'm going to trim it up. One of the things I did yesterday was clean up a chest of drawers that had so many old projects in it. It was unbelievable. Alright, so there is number one. And you know what? I just realized, I guess it really doesn't matter because I didn't notice until I did this one that the roses were actually going in the same direction. Going sideways on this one too. Huh, who knew? Okay, well we've essentially done the same card, two different orientations, as they say. Alright, card number 2. Now see, now we're getting to the heart of the matter because this one is too long. This is going to come this way, and then this is too long. I bet it's about 1/2 inch too long. What do you think? And of course it is. So I'm just going to get out my little trimmer, and it needs to be 4 1/4. Alright. I thought what Miss Collins did on this one was very inspired. Of course, this is 1/2 inch too long too, Michelle. 4 1/4. I really liked, okay, I can't get my fingers on this. There. What she did on this card I thought was so cool. To highlight the 2 DSPs, so this one comes down, and then this piece just lays over the one side. I thought that was just so clever. That was kind of a big aha moment for me. So let's do it this way. Let's take it, rock that right over, and then line this up on all the edges. So corner there, along the edge, and then corner down here. And I'm going to put that down. Wah! Okay, my rocking action needs a little work. I also like that she left a border, didn't mat it all the way around, that the border is just left to right and not bottom and top. Just a different change. So put this here, I did deviate from on this one just a little bit. She used a little different ribbon, and I didn't think I wanted to do that. Now this is, okay, evidently I need to stop talking while I try and do this. So I'm not going to pop this up. I'm only going to pop up my greeting. And I'm going to do this, whoops. Like this. And then this piece, I'm going to actually, since I cut my card this way, I can't wrap, I've got nothing to tuck it under. So I'm just going to cut it from end to end. So let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to take a glue dot, and I'm going to take this, there, and I'm going to take one on this end, oh, I got that one too close to the edge. Dadgummit. Hi, Lori. Well, I'm honored that you're using your break time to watch this. I think you were interested in seeing this One Sheet Wonder project too. And okay, it's a special talent to put it on there a little cockeyed twice. All right, so then I'm just going to come back and trim my ribbon off on both edges. So I've given the effect of it wrapping around, but I didn't actually wrap it around. Then so this is a cut from the Sentimental Stitched So Sweetly dies. These are in the annual catalog as well. I love them. I love all of the labels, the dies that we have for making special shapes right now, or for the greetings, I guess is what I want to say. And on mine, I used You Are Wonderful. That is from Rooted in Nature, and I love these fonts. So we're going to go ahead and do You Are Wonderful. And this, mine, is an old style stamp called Clear Mount, sorry, Cling is new, and it won't stick to the label. So I need to order, there's actually an adhesive to turn this into a cling stamp, and I need to order some. Maybe when I finally get that dandelion embossing folder, maybe I'll remember to get some of that adhesive too. All right, so stamp that down, give it a little clean up. And I'll pop that up on dimensionals. Oh my gosh, guys, it feels so good to actually be crafting today. I rarely go as long as I did last week without stamping. Oh my gosh. Now, I did have card class on Friday evening, and there is an ordering special that I need to update in that group. We made some really pretty cards, and if you'd like to come over and stamp your own, then that is certainly an option. If you place an order, then I'm going to send you the supplies automatically. And I've got some that I need to get out. All right, I'm going to tie a bow here with this ribbon. Oops, kind of need another glue dot over there to hold that edge down. And I'm going to trim this a little bit. And it may still need some fiddling. Let me get another glue dot for that space. Take your pick tool. I'm going to pick up a glue dot, and then I just want to get it on the very edge here. So hold that down. All right. So there is card number 2. And then card number 3 is this bumblebee. Lori, we miss you too. I miss you. I miss everybody. I'm over not seeing everybody. All right, for this one, so she turned over like this. And she did mat this all the way around. I think it would be pretty the other way too. And now sometimes you feel like it's a little tricky to get that in the middle, right? So let's talk about that, because if you start in the middle, then so this is 2 inches wide, and these little guys are 1 inch. So I need this first piece to be right at 3/4 to 1 1/4. So somewhere I have a pencil. So I'm actually going to do a little mark here and here, and then let's do it on this end too, and you'll see where I am. I've got a glass mat that I'm just using. And I won't be this fussy with the other 2. It's just that first one. Oops, I got my head totally in that, didn't I? So this is my middle one. And so I've just given myself a couple little pencil marks. And I've left a little bit wider mat at the bottom. Okay, my pencil marks are either way off, which would appear to be the case. Okay, so I'm happy enough with that, and then I can just come back with my eraser and erase my pencil marks. And then put the other pieces down. And since this one's in the center, I know that all I have to do is roughly center it up between the centerpiece and the edge. Okay. There, and then same thing again. There we go. Now for this greeting, I turned to, I forgot to set Do Not Disturb, so I apologize for that. I turned to the So Sentimental stamp set. This is the corresponding stamp set to the dies here and on the Stitched So Sweetly. And I love this big I Can't Thank You Enough. I can put away my Rooted in Nature. I think I'm done with that one. So you all are going to help me remember to order the cling adhesive and the dandelion embossing folder. I need both of those. A lot of times with Memento, I take the ink to the stamp pad. Take the ink to the stamp instead of the other way around, because it's a little smaller than our other inks, ink pads. And I can see when I've got my stamp inked well. Isn't that beautiful? It just fits perfectly, as if it were made for it, which it was. No ribbon at all on this one. But again, I think that embellishing this with the in color enamel dots would be really pretty. I just didn't do that, but I'm suggesting that it's something that you could do. And if you don't know what I am talking about, I'll pull them up and show you. So they're in the main catalog. In the 150s or so. Oh, my new machine is here. I meant to save some of that and show you. Okay, so here's the ribbon that we've been using too. It's the Flowers for Every Season. So it's the ribbon that coordinates with the Designer Series paper. I didn't mix anything up there. Where are the, did you all see them? The embellishments that you kind of need to study. Here they are. So the 2020-22 in color enamel dots. So these are the magenta, the jade, the misty moonlight, cinnamon cider, and bumblebee. So these are all the colors that we are working with on these cards. I'm just not exactly sure where mine are. I'm afraid that, no. I'm going to pack this up very organized so that I can find everything that I need to find and continue stamping during the likely chaos that's going to ensue. Hopefully not for too long, but you just never know. Hopefully our house will sell really quickly. All right, so that is card number 3. And then card number 4 is the Misty Moonlight. I'm going to use another punch for this one. And I'm going to use the, I want to say this is called the Tailored Accent. Tailored. It came out with a masculine stamp set a while back. Oh, break is over. Boo. Bye, Lori. Don't work too hard. I hope you got some rest. And again, cutting this the same size, both in the white and the cinnamon cider. This is also the punch that I use a lot of times when I'm flagging the ends to make a little banner. But we have a new banner punch that is not on my desk. All right, so here we go. And let's see if I cut if these are the right. No, see, they're too long because I cut that one piece wrong. So these pieces should be 1 by, so that's 1 1/2, 3 1/4. So this should be 2 3/4. And instead it is 3 1/4. So they are all 1/2 inch too long. So let's take off 1/2 inch. I'm not being careful with my patterns because, like we did on the other card, we're going to not show, these aren't going to line up, so I do not have to worry about matching my pattern, if that makes sense. I probably might like the roses to be going in the same direction, but okay. So normally in this One Sheet Wonder you would not have all these extra bits, but since I made the first cut wrong, I have some wrong pieces. All right, so again, I'm going to do the middle one, And I'm just eyeballing the center. Let's see how well I did. So this is 4.5, so it should be 1.25, and then actually I got really close. I'm off a little bit, but it's not bad. I might actually have to be impressed with that. There's that. And then this. All right, then, so this ribbon is a trio. So these 3 ribbons come as a pack. So this time we've been using this jade gingham, which I love. This time we're going to use the white and then this twine that is Misty Moonlight and white. But again, I'm not going to go wrap it all the way around. I am just going to do what I call a cheater bow. And I know I didn't come up with that on my own, so someone taught me that term. And I'm not worried about being too precise. I know that some people do need to be that precise, but that's not me most of the time. All right, there's that. Then I'm going to stamp thank you on this one. I'm going to need a lot of thank yous. And Hardin, I do still plan to Facebook Live with Hardin, and he's going to make thank you cards. We just don't have that designed yet. We could do this one. We could pick out a pattern that was a little more neutral, and he could follow this same one sheet wonder. So we might do that. Okay, so now for this one, I think just to vary it up, I'll do the same thing and cut my matte piece a different direction. Okay. Stay. Stampin' Seal is sticky. And yes, that is the whole point of adhesive. And I've got a little bit run over, so I can just do this, and that adhesive just rolled right off. And then I'm going to pick this up. I really like the way it turned out this direction. Okay, yeah, I like that a lot. I like that better than the other way, I think. So I'm glad I tried it. All right, and I like my sentiment to go on either side of the ribbon, so that's why I'm putting 2 dimensionals here. And before I put that down, I probably should put this down to the card base. And these will definitely need white insides as well. And wouldn't it be nice to decorate your envelopes? Definitely cheated us on that one today. All right, there's that. And then I need to cut a piece of the twine. And tie a bow. And there you have it. It's a little bit longer on this side. So there you go. That is card number 4. So here you go. Here are the instructions, and I will post a diagram of this one sheet wonder, and I will tell you the name of the demonstrator that I cased that from. I'm sure her last name is Collins, but all I can think of right now is my friend Dina Collins, and I know it's not Dina Collins. I wonder if her name is actually Donna. Anyway, I'll let you know what it is, and so we can give her credit for this design. And then let's mix it up, guys. I'd love to see what you make with this. And of course, I appreciate you so much, especially right now when I'm a little in chaos. But here are our 4 designs today. Can you see them all? So pretty. Right, so that's a one sheet wonder for 6x6. 6x6 piece of designer series paper makes 4 cards. These are perfect. These are all the new in colors for 2020-2022. And thank you all so much. My website is showing as well as the current host code, and if you place an order by the end of the month, you can choose between the 4 cards that we made Friday. These, so you can get the supplies to make these 4 cards. So here's, okay, I'm going to turn the camera back down. So this one. So this was one of the ones that we made. I put some Stella on it. And this one I cased from the catalog. This one was from Ange McKay. And this was Linda Dalkey. I think she's Australian, and I don't remember how to say her name. But so these 4 beautiful cards. So you can choose between those or the Christmas cards that I made the Saturday before. So you have a choice with your order. These are the 4 Christmas cards. So this one was Mary Fish. This one I cased from Michelle Litwiller. This one I cased from Ange McKay. I believe she said she cased it from the catalog. And this one I cased from the catalog. So, but I will gladly prepare your supplies for you if you would like to make those. So, let me know how I can serve you, and everybody have a wonderful week. Be thinking about me and the chaos here, and I'll be thinking about you and hoping that everything is going well with you and your family. Take care, everybody. Have a good week. Bye-bye.